Chopper on me every day. Right here, don't make a nigga have to spray. Side beer, I got killers in my living room, stirring up the pot. All they do is count the money, hope nobody caught a cop. I got niggas in my zone, all they do is hit the block. If a nigga have to pull up, then everything stop. I got bitches in my bedroom, them hoes still popping. That's not I sent the bird, and them bitches still flocking. If I pull up on the curb, know them niggas still jocking. Ain't talking about no work, ain't no point of interlocking.
What's up? What's up? What's popping? Hey, yo, it's Snake Dog 916 coming at you live from Sacramento. Hey, you already know what to do, man. Hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell over there if y'all want to see more of this content, man. And if it's something you want me to talk about, go in the comments below, and let me know. Other than that, go to the Instagram that you saw at the beginning of this video, Nate.Dog916 or Sandman2788, and hit us with whatever y'all trying to talk about. We'll talk about it too. But today, we got one for you, man. We got one for you. First and foremost, man, what they call you? Where you from,
Oh, man, my name is Joseph, man, but they used to call me JoJo. I'm from, well, you know, nigga, I'm from Highlands.
Yeah, I know where you from. You're from North Highlands, California, man. But, yeah, so, well, first of all, what was it like out there growing up for you, for Joseph in North Highlands, man?
Oh, man, I came from, you know, that typical hood family. My stepfather raised me. My dad was in my life, but he lived out of state. Mom's single mom, like as far as disciplinary and stuff like that. But my stepdad, he actually did like 11 years on a murder when he was young. So like he kind of raised us with that mentality of, you know, family first. I know motherfuckers talk about family first today, like it's like the thing, but like that's what he put. Your blood is thicker than everything and everyone. And your boys that you make your blood, you make them, and that's what you stick with.
Salute. I agree with that 100%, man. So, so you had your mom, your step pops. Okay, so all right, so we gonna go ahead and put it out there, right? Me and this man was childhood friends, man, like best friends, damn near, right? Really, like best friends as kids. So, some of the questions I already know the answers to. So I'm trying to lead him into the questions, right? So we know you had your mom, your step pops. You had siblings?
Yeah. I got a half brother that's older, my other brother Jerry that passed away, and then my sister.
Right. Okay. Rest in peace, Jerry, man. All day, every day, man. So eventually, growing up in the household you grew up in, eventually it led to you coming out into the streets.
Dude, my household was the streets. What are you talking about?
Right.
Just so my brother was a gang member.
Right.
And, my oldest brother was a jock, so it was kind of like I was always being pulled in different directions and stuff like that. Sometimes I see the way my brother lived his lifestyle, and then I see the way my older brother lived his lifestyle. So I try to like incorporate both those into my lifestyle.
Okay, so you were trying to combine both, actually.
Right.
I mean, it's understandable. So, how'd that pan out for you? As far as as a kid?
I mean, it was great because I played sports. You know what I'm saying? I love playing sports, so I was good at it. I was a little too small for football, but them folks put me in it anyways and was like thrive at it. So, I mean, I did really good fighting. My brother used to just beat me up. I couldn't win, but I fight back.
Yes,
I
sir.
fight back tooth and nail, and in the end, I just cried to my mom. Say, hey, this will beat me up, and they would go tell her, we were just teaching them how to fight. So that's how it goes.
Okay, so since we still on the childhood part, I'm gonna tell you guys a little part about how I met this man. First of all, I didn't meet him when I first met him, right? So the first time I ever heard about him or seen about him, my mom had a friend who was staying with us off and on, and her son was this little square dude, right? But I didn't know nothing about North Highlands at this time, you know. I mean, I knew where North Highlands was, but, you know, I was just coming to visit, be at my mom's house. And I'm riding around in this little truck with this little dude, and all of a sudden somebody gets behind us, and he starts driving erratically. I'm like, what is you doing, man? He said, man, dude is behind me. And he said, Joseph, right? I'm like, okay, I don't know who he is. So I'm like, stop the car. What? If he behind us, stop the car. That's fine. No, they crazy. So he smashed, and then he hit the brakes. And did you run into the back of us that day?
Dude, I ran
over there by Highlands High School?
Yeah, that's the day I ran into the side of him. I hit the side of him.
Yeah, okay, so he sideswiped us, right? I'm like, stop the car. And dude's so scary, he smash off, right? I don't know. So that goes by. I don't know who they are. I go back to my hood, whatever. One day I'm sitting at my mom's house and my sister's playing with another young female, right? They just chilling, hanging out, right? And I don't know if he remembers this, but I remember this totally. And that little girl that my sister was hanging out with, playing, was his sister. And he came pulling up in front of my mom's house to get his sister. Remember that?
Dude, my sister anywhere, I'm gonna go get her.
Yeah, but I mean, you was coming to pick her up.
Yeah, probably.
Because remember, we lived right. Well, he knows we lived right around the corner. So he was coming to get her. So I come outside, and that's when we actually met. You know what I mean? He was telling me that, you know, about boy and all this stuff, and then me and him ended up cool. And he used to pick me up for school every day. We used to go to school together. Or did we go to school together? At first, we went to Pacific together.
Yeah.
But then when I went to Highlands, you didn't go to school there. You used to just come pick me up.
Yeah, I go up there. I go up and try to kick it.
Yeah. So that's how me and bruh met. You know what I mean? And how we end up being like this for a while and forever. You know what I mean? No matter how much, whatever. If it has something to do with him, all he had to do was call. I'm coming. You know what I mean? And likewise. So being out in the streets, juvenile, it ended up leading you into that street lifestyle, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, my brother, he's the one that passed away, Jerry. That fool, he's trying to keep me out of it. He's
right.
Like, nah, fool, you know. But he had that reputation.
Yeah.
So unlike other people, that reputation kind of just fell to me.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like passed down. It was just everybody look at me and be like, oh, that's Jerry's little brother.
Right.
So then a lot of times people be like, nah, don't fuck with them fools because, you know, they about it. And, you know, I really didn't have to do nothing for it.
Right.
It just came to me. But then, like, sometimes I'd be with my brother and shit would go down. And I'd be like, I mean, that's my blood. So I got to do what I got to do. It wasn't, I didn't represent the gang or nothing like that, the hood or nothing like that. My thing was always money. But Jerry pushed, you know, he push up on fools and do what he did. And if I'm there, that's my brother. I got him.
Absolutely. So you end up, so you end up doing stuff in the streets yourself, though, right? You getting into your own little street stuff, right?
Yeah. I got into slinging dope and stuff when I was hella young, and then I got busted with a pistol. Went to juvenile hall for a little something on that, and then my parents pulled me out and told me, "Hey, man, stop." And I was like, "Yeah," but it was already, you know, once you start slinging dope and everything like that, it ain't about what you making; it's just how much more you can make.
It's about that becomes your addiction.
It was.
Oh, man, I totally get it. A lot of people don't understand that just because you don't use drugs or you're not addicted to the actual drugs, it's still an addiction. You know what I mean? That lifestyle is an addiction. And a lot of people don't get that. But I'll get into that more on that other interview you guys know about. So eventually you obviously I know you eventually went to prison. What did you get convicted for? Obviously I know, ladies and gentlemen, due to the seriousness of the crime he went to prison for, we not gonna talk about the crime he went to prison for. We will just tell you what he went to prison for, and that is.
Okay. First, I really say this out of respect for the family.
Yes.
I don't like to talk about it because I think it does not do it any justice. I was a young 18-year-old kid at the time, and I ended up getting convicted of first-degree murder at the age of 18.
And this is by no means trying to glorify the crime. Just for you guys to know, everybody who watches my channel knows that the channel is about progression and showing that even though we do things in our life, that doesn't define who we are for the rest of our life. You know what I mean? So rest in peace to that person. And we'll get past that part. But they ended up convicting you for first-degree murder and sentencing you to what? Oh, wait. First of all, you go to the county jail. What was that like?
Oh, yo.
Sacramento County Jail for a young 18-year-old Latino kid or Mexican kid.
Once again, you got to go back a little bit.
Okay.
Like I said, when I got arrested, I was kind of in shock about what was going on and everything like that. You know, obviously I had that mentality that, you know, we don't get caught for nothing.
Right.
Get away with it all and everything like that. And then I ended up in the county jail on a murder beef. Within 8 days, my brother gets killed out on the streets. And so not only the shock of what just happened with my brother getting murdered, now I'm dealing with fighting for my own life. And not only that, my parents having to suffer losing 2 of their sons within a week of each other. So it's, you know, it's a hard life, man.
Yeah, that was a messed up time. Let's just put it like that. And as you guys know, like I said, we childhood friends. So I know what his mom's had to go through at that time. So now you're stuck in the county dealing with fighting for your life and mourning the life of your big brother.
Right.
Uh,
I just went in with that same mentality, man. Like I've always been taught, you represent who you are. And when you talk about gangs and stuff like that, I know people represent colors and stuff like that. And I used to tell people, I don't gang red or blue. I bang green.
Yeah.
And all I care about is your money and what I could do with your money, because your money was meant to be spent to better my family.
Yeah.
So that's what I was always about. And when I went there, it was a different environment because that's all it was red and blue. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was tripping off each other. Where you from? What you doing? And everything like that. I was just in there like, I am who I am. I stand on my own 2 feet and I'm my own man.
Right.
But I never really got harassed or anything like that because once again, all my brother's homies were in there.
Right.
So they look at me and be like, hey, fool, we got you. Like I was just like a little brother to them, but I was a connection related to them through my brother.
Right. To their big homie.
Right.
Right. Because, and for the record, he keeps talking about his brother. His brother wasn't just no regular. I wasn't even in that part of the gang life. I was way in my neighborhood with the black gangs, but his brother was a known dude even in my neighborhood. You know what I mean? So he wasn't just no regular dude on the streets. He was a known active member. So yeah, that's when he says his homeboys, you know, it's off top just being that last name, which we're not going to put out there, but that last name, it meant something in our city. But so you in the county, basically no bullshit. You just fighting your case.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know it was rough for me in the county. Not rough, but the most time it got active for me in the county is when I had to go to court. When they put us in that big bullpen, because we was on site with certain people. So when they put us from the east side and the west side in that bullpen together, it used to pop off. But, you know, I don't know how they do with other people. You was on the east side, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So
like with me, I go there, man. Like I'm saying, I go there. I tell people I just support. Like, and then like I'll sit in the corner reading my paperwork that my attorney giving me and stuff like that. And sometimes fools will try to mouth and be like, "Oh, that fool's telling on his crimey and stuff like that." But they didn't realize my crimey was my own brother.
Right.
So then I started shoving paperwork in fools' faces.
Right.
And then they was like, you know, kind of like, unfortunately, I say prison, jail.
Yeah.
It's like high school.
Right.
You know,
Gossip mill.
Gossip mill. You still got your little cliques. You got the little smokers, tweakers, you know, hood rats, gangsters,
right,
squares, nerds. You know what I mean? You got your own little clique of who you hang around. I was just, like I said, I was in the quiet corner, and people don't like that. No. You know, when they don't know nothing about you, they start speaking about you. Right. So, like I said, to me, I was just me, and I didn't represent nothing. All I did is represent my family, and that's what was important to me. So, outside of that, and the homies having my back, I really didn't get messed with too much.
Okay. So you end up obviously getting found guilty.
Right.
Sentenced to 25 to life, right?
No, 30.
30 to life.
Right.
Oh shit. 30 to life. And they send you to reception.
Yeah, I went to Tracy.
Tracy reception. So first time in the penitentiary, Tracy reception. What was that about? Well, tell us a little bit about that.
Man, okay, well, as you guys know, I've told you guys I wasn't into gangs or nothing like that, so I was there in the free world doing me.
Right.
And most of the people I grew up with, they're hood, they're brothers. Right. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the hood, we got brothers and shit like that. I didn't look at motherfuckers if he was black, white, brown, whatever. I didn't care about them. Like, I want to know how much money you want to make.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
One of my boys, black dude, I kick it with him all the time, and we kick it and everything like that. And one day that fool told me, he was like, "Hey, fool, you gotta go kick it with your people." And I looked at him and I was like, "Hey, you my people? What the fuck?" You know what I mean? And that was a harsh reality. You know what I mean? Because I grew up with this fool. I mean, see what I'm saying? We was going out with broads and kicking it and doing all this type of thing. And now you get at me like that, like, dude, we grew up together. You're gonna tell me about my people?
Right.
It was a harsh reality of where I was and what was going on around me, the separation of race and just like all that madness that goes on in there.
Absolutely.
And then I ended up getting into because they try to classify me, you know, when you come in.
Yeah. And
when they classified me, the lady was like, "Are you a Northerner? Are you a Southerner? Crib blood? What is you?" And I said, "I'm a non-affiliate. I don't do nothing." And just because of my cultural background, they was like, well, we're gonna send you with these we call them Pisces, border brothers. And I was like, I don't even speak Spanish. I speak Ebonics. I don't speak Spanish. You know what I'm saying?
So if that's the case, you should be putting me in the cell with a black dude.
Straight up.
Right.
But nah, so they was like, because we can't know where to house you at, we're gonna just go ahead and stick you with the Paisa.
Right.
So I was in the with the Paisa. I couldn't talk to him or nothing, but I was like, whatever, man, I'm doing my time.
Right.
And then they ended up sticking some Northern cat in my cell. And me and old boy wasn't getting along. His mentality, my mentality was obviously quite different.
Right.
And so dude fired on me one day, and I was taking a bird bath. You know, I don't know what that is. Showering in yourself.
Yeah.
So fool fires on me, and dude, that's where I never had a black eye in my life. But this fool fires on me, getting a black eye, and the porter comes around and says, "Hey, fool, kick back. Like I can't touch this fool because of prison politics. I ain't with them. So if I do something, wherever I end up at, it's gonna come back on me."
Right.
So one of my brother's homeboys gets at me and is like, "Man, we'll take care of it. We'll take care of it." And I told old boy, I said, "Look, man, I ain't into people taking care of my shit. I'll deal with it the way I want to deal with them, and then we'll just deal with the consequences." Because I knew one of the big homies was in the hole, and I would just get to him and let him deal with it. And they was like, "Nah, fool, you can't." And when I got this from my brother's boys, that kind of hurt me.
Right.
This is, like I said, family.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, I can't touch this food. And they're like, no. Right. So, that's when I started learning about prison politics and all that other bullshit.
Yeah, prison politics ain't cool.
Nah. Ain't
cool at all. You already know you can't just you can't just do what you want in a lot of certain kind of politics. You gotta wait to get permission. So reception led to you going to your first mainline.
Right.
What prison did you hit first?
Pelican Bay.
Ooh! Pelican Bay, state prison, 1995, 1994?
1995. 1995. I just turned 20.
Just turned 20, fresh on the Pelican Bay yard. Yeah. How was that? Any memorable incident that you saw happen that you could tell us about?
Oh yeah. Okay, when you come out of when you first get to the R&R is actually separated from the whole yard,
right? Because
they let everybody from B yard, A yard, and B yard go there, and then have C and D facility back in the chute.
Yeah.
So we came through the gates. Gates automatically open, and there's a small gate right after there. And if anybody knows, you're shackled and chained. Everybody's shackled and chained.
Everybody.
So you walking like this, and you walking down, and the dude starts telling you, he's like, "Hey, we're gonna undo your guys' shackles right here." So, all right, they unshackle us and everything like that. But we get to walking around, and at the time, this is A yard.
Okay,
so A yard, you got to go all the way around this way. B yard goes opposite way.
Right.
Your lower numbers start. Your guys' higher numbers.
Well, A yard starts lower to the left, then B yard starts high to the left. Right. Yeah.
So ours would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Right.
So we're coming by 8 building, and as soon as we come by 8 building, you got gunners in the towers.
Right.
So as you're walking by, y'all clicking their minis, and you just hear the clicking minis. Now I've been around that.
Right.
I know that lifestyle.
Absolutely.
And when someone clicking a gun at you,
you like off top, like whoo.
Yeah, and you ain't got no gun no more.
Right. Ain't no guns in prison.
Nope.
Except for the guards.
That's it. So I never forget that, man, because as we're slowly walking by every one of these buildings to get to 2 building where the orientation is, they clicking guns.
Yeah, they ended up turning that to the hole later.
Yeah. Later on, I was there when they converted
and they gated it off and everything.
I was there when they converted it 1 and 2 building into the hole. Those used to actually be housed just
regular yards.
Yeah, regular yards and stuff like that. So I remember that, and then remember that dude I got into it with at the county. I mean, at the excuse me,
the celly.
The celly.
Yeah.
He actually went there with me to Pelican Bay.
Oh, okay.
And
he caught the same bus.
Same exact bus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when I got there, obviously everybody do paperwork check.
Of course.
I was always told by a couple of homeboys, "Hey, when these fools they're gonna ask you for your paperwork, you show it to them, so it would squash all the rumors or anything like that."
Right.
So I give my paperwork. They run their investigation, do what they got to do, and all right, cool. So one of his big homies at the time, I didn't really know him too much, but he was like, "Hey, fool, we know your brother. You're good, everything like that. So when you come out, I'm gonna get at you." So like, all right. So every day this fool would meet me and we'd walk around. And so one day he asked me, he's like, "Hey, do you still want to get on old boy?" And I was like, yeah. And he was like, all right, man, we're gonna let you get on him. And I was like, cool. Because like I'm saying, my pride and my ego.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back then,
you wanted your run back.
I had to.
Yeah. First black eye.
Oh
yeah, I wanted too.
So, and he already knew, I love to fight.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Like, I was like, whatever. He telling me to stand on the canteen line. So it's like, just stand right here in the canteen under the gunner.
Yep.
And I was like, all right. So we sitting there talking, and he said, hey, look, the homeboys getting at him right now. They was on the other side of the fence.
Right.
That splits the yard, but back then it was open.
Okay.
So he comes rocking around the baseball diamond, and it's right under the gunner. And man, I just see this motherfucking shiny ass thing come out.
On him?
Oh,
okay.
Boy got on him. Started blasting him.
Oh, okay.
And they just down dude right there. So put the yard down to come, gurney him, pick him up and stuff like that. And the dude just like where I'm at, you have the separation of where like medical, the gym, canteen, and all that area is.
Right.
So I seen dude and he was just pale, like just his eyes just said enough, and I was like, whoa.
Right.
After a while, we got slammed down, came back out, and my boy gets at me again, and he's like, look, man. He goes, we didn't do that because what he did to you. Is we did it because that fool was a coward. And in another prison, he ran from something. And he went home, so he didn't want to get involved because he was going home.
Okay.
Like, we don't function like that.
So he had some stuff coming anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
They said he was bad medicine anyway.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So he said he should have never done that to you anyways. He said he should have embraced you versus,
pushing you away, basically. Yeah.
Not the way they did. He said, this is what this is about. So I was like, all right. And boy just starts getting at me and starts telling me the function to get down and everything like that. Now, you got to understand, I don't understand street stuff. Like, I don't care about gangbang, killing over colors.
Yes.
This is a whole different organization.
Oh, yeah.
So then, he just embraces me and tells me, this is what we do, this is how we do it. And if you want to be a part of it, that's up to you.
Right.
So I took it for what it was, not what people thought it was meant to be.
Right. You took it for the foundation, not for what the streets make it.
Right.
Right. And then you joined.
Right.
Okay. All right. So you basically became a part of that organization.
Correct.
And as you guys know, on my channel, we don't talk about political organizations, prison politics like that. And we're not going to here either because I don't want to. And that's not what I want to do. And I don't want to put nobody else's safety in danger or want nobody feel disrespected or whatever it may be. But basically, you joined up to something. You joined the military, basically, because that shit is ran like a military, I know. And I really don't want to get into a lot of war stories. That's enough about dude. You know what I mean? And I know our time is limited for the video. But all this, you ended up doing how many years in prison?
23.
23 straight. No breaks.
Yeah, straight.
No breaks at all. All level 4?
No, 14 of it was level 4. But you got to remember, I had never been incarcerated.
Yeah, never.
To that level. Like, I did a little, like, 48 hours in the
baby time.
24 hours in the county jail and got out every single time.
No, I remember you were always out. Like, I leave, come back, you out. Leave, come back, you out. Like, it's like, I was the guy that was always going to jail. He was always getting away with shit. You know what I mean? So don't get it wrong. He wasn't just white glove guy. He was out there doing shit too. He just was smarter than me, obviously, because I'm Mr. Jump Out in broad daylight, stupid shit.
I jump out in broad daylight.
He get away with shit.
I ain't doing it.
Right. See? Smart. Okay. So you end up doing 23 years. At some point in your time, you decided to start doing shit better to try to you decided to start getting yourself ready for the streets because you knew you had a date coming when the parole finally gave you a date, right? Did they give you a date or did they just release you?
Nah, I had to go through a long process.
Okay.
These are the things that, and kind of why I thought it was okay to do this interview.
Right.
These are the things that people don't talk to you about.
Okay.
I watched one on J-Dog earlier, and what J-Dog said is the truth. Salute to J-Dog. That's my boy. I was with him.
Aaron.
Yes, Aaron. Although you never call me back whenever I call you, but it's good. But
he always calls me back.
Yeah. We won't even get into that because I can't even catch you sometimes. But real shit is, but people don't tell you, man, when you end up with a life sentence, we call it that kickstand.
Yeah.
Back then, you didn't get out. When you had life, and this is what everybody used to embed in me is like, dude, you're 19 years old, you're in prison for life,
you ain't never gonna leave. If you're gonna leave here, it's gonna be in a pine box. I fell into that mentality for a long time, and it wasn't until I started seeing people go home, and I was like, oh no, I can't be one of the ones that don't go.
Right.
So I had to find a way to do it.
Right.
And it took a lot, man. You know, and the board ain't easy. You know, California prison board system, it ain't like what OJ went through in Nevada. I'll tell you that much.
Right.
You got to bring it, and they know when you're lying, and they know when you bullshit. If you have stepping, we call it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What they say, fake it to make it.
Yeah, you got to.
Ain't no faking it.
You got to try.
If you're gonna change, man, you're gonna change really within, and I did. That lifestyle that I was living, I knew it was destructive, but it was a lifestyle I knew.
Right.
In this situation, you know, it was either spend the rest of my life in prison or change and get out of prison. So I changed. You know, I started meeting some people that was in a different, a different gang. We used to call them the get out of prison gang. You know, it starts sucking when all your boys is out.
Yeah.
You know, and you're the only one still left in there.
I remember talking to you from prison while I was out. Yeah.
I didn't get to hold you too often there. Yeah. But no, I hear it. But real shit, it's not a walk in the park, man. And it's something worth fighting for. And believe it or not, it took me 3 times. You know, but I went in there with a plan of how I was going to approach going to board.
Did you just say 3 times and throw up a 4?
No, I think I said 3.
Oh, okay.
My fingers are skinny, so it look like 4, but it's 3. But yeah, it took me 3 times. And like they say, third's a charm, man. You learn your lessons from the first couple of times.
Right.
Just like I learned my lesson from this one. It's like, you know what I'm saying? One time, no, never again.
So,
and this is my family.
So they eventually give you a date.
Yeah.
So we could just jump forward to, because like once again I said, I know the time is limited. So.
Oh wait, hold on, man. I got a lot of education. Y'all get some education.
Education is key. Absolutely. I've said this
that
before.
Shit is expensive out here. I'm telling you.
Right.
I'm still paying for it when I got out.
So you get out.
Right.
Okay. So they give you a date. You get to that date. So this is 23 years later.
Mm-hmm.
The first day out. What's the first thing you do?
Real shit.
Real shit.
Okay, before I hug my dad, because my dad been there forever, my dad and my wife came pick me up. I got married while I was in prison. I knew my wife since we was kids, so it wasn't just a prison thing. My dad asked me the same question. He was like, "Man, what you want to do?" I said, "I want to do one thing. I want to get my driver's license." I studied for that motherfucker while I was up in there.
Right.
And people was like, "Dude, you gonna go out and get your license?" I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna drive." I love cars. You know how many I got right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I love cars,
bikes.
Yeah.
That's how we rock.
And so that's exactly what I did. Is within the first hour, I had my driver's license and my motorcycle permit, which I never had a motorcycle.
Oh, so you went the first day, you went straight to DMV?
No, I went within the first hour.
Oh, shit. Okay.
As soon as we got to the hotel where my dad and my wife were staying at,
right.
That's what he asked me. He thought I wanted to go eat or something. I was like, nah.
You started your steps of progression off top.
Nah, I started running. That's what I tell people.
Running straight towards the prize.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
The legal prize.
Right.
Because you can't drive without a license and get caught, be on parole.
So everybody out with a life. So you still got, you're on parole for life?
Yeah, I have they call it life, but it's a 7-year process. Because I have first degree murder, I have to actually stay on for 7 years.
Okay.
And then they'll start evaluating me to let me off.
So you basically have to parole off parole.
Correct.
Okay.
You're out, but you're not completely free.
So you get out, you have to live. Everybody who I've run into, and obviously I've run into a lot of people, you have to go to a halfway house first when you get off that life sentence. Mm-hmm. And I know, obviously you guys know, I know about 6, 7 people that then came off lives lately, because a lot of people have been getting off lately. And 6 or 7 is a lot to me, because if it's 6 or 7 people that I personally know that got off, just imagine how many people are really getting back out of lives.
Or that just also means too, my boy, when he was in prison, he was kicking with a lot of lifers. That was a good thing. Yeah,
I did stay on level 4 the whole time, so yeah, it's pretty much lifers everywhere there. But yeah, lifers will teach you a whole lot of shit, man. So the halfway house, what'd you do for progress? I mean, I already know about it, but what are the steps you were taking while sitting in the halfway house? You just sat there and waited for your time to go away, to come home?
Nah, well, they wouldn't let me come back to SAC. That was the main thing. They were like, "Hey, look, you have to do 6 months outside of Sacramento County."
Right.
So, kind of sucked for my marriage, but I went down south and I got involved with and I want to plug this program because it's a great thing, and I want you guys to hit it up. It's called Project Rebound, and what it does is it helps you pay for college, man. And it's, you know, they don't pay for everything, but they pay for a lot of it.
It's Project Rebound, like getting a rebound from a basketball. Project Rebound. Make sure I'll put it across the screen at the bottom of that right there, so you guys can contact it if you feel like looking for it.
So when I was up in the halfway house, it was, you know, they want you to get some rinky-dink job or college or stuff like that. Well, like I said, I was still on that path of I got so much college in prison,
right?
Which was about 121 units of college units. So with a 3.7 GPA, so I took that to college and pretty much got a lot of, you know, support at the college.
Right.
And it's a great school, and they embraced us. They didn't look at, like, I didn't walk around with a sign that said ex-felon or nothing like that there. I was just embraced like everybody else. So I like that.
Just a student.
Yeah, just a student. An old student, but a student, you know what I mean?
They can't tell. They can't tell how old you are.
Shit, that's the gray hair right there. It popped in there, hide it.
When people find out my age, they're like, what?
Yeah, I know, they do hit me up about that too.
But so you go to school. You going to school while you're down there for 6 months, you said?
Yeah, well, I did the school and I did
vocational program?
No, I did a job.
Okay.
You know, I hate to say this, and I don't mean no disrespect to anybody that against prison gangs and stuff like that, but my home was embedded a lot of structure into me, like you call it military and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And we have to say this. It was don't tell me what I can't do. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. Yeah. And I came out with that mentality, still not on the gang tip, but on a real life tip. Yeah. And so what I did is I would work graveyards, and from graveyard I would drive to my school, and I would sleep literally in the my car. My dad gave me a car, he hooked me up. So I didn't pass my first car. My dad gave it to me. So I would drive to my school, and I would sleep in the garage, parking garage, and then I'd end up going to the gym, and I'd shower in the gym. I've been in worse environments, so I mean,
why not?
I
right?
can adapt.
Yeah.
And then from the gym, I would just go and hit my classes.
So 150% all day, every day. It's all you've been given it. So yeah. So this is another story, man, about a lifer, that a person that was given life. Let's not say a lifer. A person that was sentenced to life in prison that came out and progressed. School. You're back now. You're back in Sacramento, living back in our city. Home. Good job. Good job. Not just flipping burgers or something.
Ain't nothing wrong with flipping burgers.
Right, but ain't nothing wrong with it. But people have this misconception that we can't get careers after getting out. That's what I mean when I say a career, like a good job. I mean like a career, not just I got a career, you got a career. Most of the people we know got careers, and half of them been in prison, if not all of them.
I know, we work all overtime.
So
take it all.
Yeah. So just like y'all know, you want to send any shout outs before we end this little interview?
Man, just shout out to my boys that are still doing it. I got one friend still left. Gang of Freedom, my boy. I know I still pay you and everything like that. Enjoy them burgers you're getting. But keep on the path, man. And to all my lifers, I mean, we all did programs and everything like that. Keep doing what you're doing for your youngsters that is coming in. Man, get on that path, man. Get on that right tip, and get with your local lifers that are doing the right thing. Not the ones that is faking it, but the ones that is really trying to come home, because they're gonna make it. And I'm telling y'all ain't gonna come home in a pine box. But y'all gonna change and come out right, because you know, they really do. They got room for us out here, not just in there. And like we always say, you can go back to that, or you can come out to this. And I love this way more than I ever liked any of that.
Yes, sir. So y'all know what it is, man. It's Nate Dogg 916 coming at you live from Sacramento, man. Really stay loyal.